I'm Sister Joan Henehan. I'm on the Board of Trustees at Mount St. Mary's College. I was born in Chicago, but nobody lets me claim it because we moved when I was 1. And I was the youngest of 4 girls. So our family first moved to San Bernardino, but then because of the job situation, we then moved very shortly after that to San Diego. So that is where I grew up. Well, we were living in a housing project because we were very poor. And I can remember the few times that we got on the bus and went to the beach. Those were always special, special trips. And then I remember our grandparents flying out to California from Chicago to visit us, and aunts and uncles on occasion, but rarely. So that was those were the highlights of my growing up years. We went to public school because there was no Catholic school in that area. And it was when I was in the 3rd grade that I walked with my mother to the public telephone booth when she phoned the Sisters of the Holy Cross to see if she could get her 4 girls into St. Didymus School, which was an hour and a half away by 2 buses and a streetcar from where we lived. And the sisters said yes. Well, that is where I decided I wanted to be a sister. They were so warm and loving and happy. That's my memory of the Holy Cross Sisters. So I was going to be a sister, and I was going to be a Holy Cross sister. When I was in the 9th grade, I tried out for a scholarship to the Holy Cross Sisters boarding school, which was near Sacramento. It was in Woodland, California, and I won the scholarship. So I went off to study in Woodland, California. I was there 1 month, and on the Feast of the Holy Rosary, and the school was named Holy Rosary Academy, there was a fire. I remember that they even named it spontaneous combustion in the cupola, which was a spark in the attic. And because I had come the farthest, they had given me the only bed, the only locker in the dormitory. The other students' clothes were in lockers in the hall, and the firemen knew about them. They didn't know about mine, so I lost all my clothes. And so I could not move with with the other students to the school where they were sending their boarders, which was St. Mary's of the Wasatch in Salt Lake City, Utah. I had to go home to San Diego and go to the same high school that all 3 of my older sisters had gone to, which was the Academy of Our Lady of Peace, run by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet. So I still had my dream. And then when I was when I was a sophomore, that was my sophomore year, that year the sister right older than I was a senior, and she graduated and entered the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet. So then I thought, well, maybe God got the vocation from our family. And for 2 years I toyed with the idea of not being a sister. But then in January of my senior year, I remember talking to a priest. I went to talk to a priest who didn't know me, and I told him my background and my all-time thinking about being a sister. And he said, yes, it does sound like you have a vocation. The only question is what order. And I said, oh, I've always wanted to be a Holy Cross sister. I didn't want to talk to our pastor. He would want me to be a Benedictine. And my sister is a sister of St. Joseph. And he says, oh, you don't even have a question in that regard. You don't want to confuse your parents by going into a different order from your sister. So I was 18, and I was thinking, well, I guess this is God's answer. So that September, I entered the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet, and I have never been sorry.
If you were not a CSJ, or if you were not a sister, what do you think you would be?
I probably, I have no idea. That has never even entered my mind. I don't know. You mean if I hadn't become one, what would I think I would have gone into? It might even have been teaching. It might have been. Sometimes I say, God burned down a school and gave my sister a temporary vocation in the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet to get me here. And I'm glad that I'm here. Mm-hmm.